hapa. Kaa hapa, tuungue, tutoroke mashida zetu zote. Kwa sababu unatoroka nini? Hapa nyumbani uko na Tala, uko na Mshwari, uko na Fuliza, uko na Mkopa, uko na Branch. Wewe mtu mmoja, kaa hapa, ungua, wabaki na hizo dedi. In the likely event of fire, our emergency exits are here. This is a non-smoking zone. Kwa hivyo kwa wale ambao wanatumia sigara kubwa na ndogo, please vutia huko chini kabisa, nje ya gate, mahali tumeweka fire brigade. The fire brigade is there just to ensure that ukifuta sigara yako, in case uungue, wanakuzima kwa urahisi. Alright? Ambulance services are also here to ensure that mko sawa. Kwa hivyo feel free to faint, feel free kwa mgonjwa, kwa sababu ambulances ziko hapa. Na ukiona tunaelekea mwisho wa event na hakuna kitu imekufanyikia, jamani, ambulance isikose kazi. Jiangushe, mwambie mwenye ambulance, nasikia ni kama nimerudi sawa. Ingia kwako, ungana na familia yako, lala. Sawa. Usitumie Uber na ambulance iko hapa. Waheshimiwa, najua yenyu ziko, msiwe na wasiwasi. You don't have to faint. Mko sawa. Alright? Everything is under control. Kitu ambayo utakunywa, ambayo utalipa, ambayo utakula, isikusumbue hata kidogo. Kwa sababu kama ni pesa sio shida. Sididi Masi yuko hapa, atasimamia. Alright? Isiwasumbue kabisa mambo ya bili ya hapa, inakuanga ngapi na kadhalika na kadhalika. Kwa hivyo tuko sawa kwenda. Niruhusu tuanze kwa maombi. We'll make it short so that we move. Tuanze kwa maombi mafupi. Nisaidie na microphone hiyo nyingine. Na saiza yake. Kuna mahali ambapo corona haijaisha kabisa na mahali ambayo imeisha. Kwenye corona iko? Hakuna. Wachana na sanitizer, kuja tuna microphone. Wamesema wako sawa. All right. We'll have a short Christian prayer, an opening prayer. Kindly sanitize it for me. And a short Muslim prayer. Our Christian prayer will be done by Madam Ezra from German Institute. Kindly. Ni mtu ambaye akiomba unahakika maombi yake itafika. Wako na uhusiano mzuri na Mungu. Madam Ezra. Madam Ekra, sorry.
Thank you. Let's be upstanding in honor of our Maker. Precious Father, we come before thy presence this evening. We are grateful for the gift of life. Thank you for the opportunity to gather together after a pandemic, Lord. We are grateful for preserving our lives. And this evening, we come before thy presence because leadership is a gift that comes from you. And this evening, we are celebrating great leaders of this nation that you have granted unto us. And
thank you so much. For members of our county assemblies ambao wako around, women representatives around, let's appreciate them tafadhali. Members of Parliament, let's appreciate them, tafadhali. Keep it going for honorable senators, tafadhali. Keep it going for the governors present, tafadhali. Keep it going for the speakers in the building, tafadhali. Our chief guest is already in the building. Our chief guest tayari amekwisha fika. In just a few, I'll be introducing him to you. Kabla hatujaenda mbali sana. Governors present, I think, should have walked up or should be walking up now. And the senators present. These awards are about you. They are scientific. They've been, people are sent to the ground and only a few names came up. Nyinyi mlioko hapa, ndio majina yenyu yalikuja. Hiyo ni kumaanisha kwamba kule nyumbani kuna watu ambao wamelalia kazi kabisa. Ndio ujikute kwa list that says you are top of the top in your ward, in your county, in your constituency. Ni nini imekufanya ukatajwa na wengi kama mbora zaidi ya wengine? We believe you have the answers. There are over 100 of you receiving awards tonight. You may not all be able to talk. Najua mnafurahia kuongea. Kwanza mkishaona kamera. Na muone microphone. Ni kama kabisa tu, ni kama tu Mluya ameona ugali na kuku kwa meza. Unaona tu sasa kuivunja. Unaona hiyo ndio mheshimiwa. Kwa hivyo hatutaweza kuwapa microphone nyote mzungumze. Only a few of you will be allowed to talk. Jadwango Lodge, nimekuona. Jamani, watu wa nyumbani ni wengi. Unajua watu wa nyumbani hapa tumeyazoea. Wale ambao hamjazoea hapa, karibuni. Kuna jamaa kule nje nimekuta akilipishwa lift. Nikajua kabisa mwenye kumlipisha kwa Kiambu. Niliona vile alichukua pesa yake akaiweka kwa vidole mbili. Haikunikalia kama ni mtu wa Migori, ni Kiambu. Alright? Tafadhali watu wenye mmetoka mbali usilipe lift. Ni free. Na ukitoka nje usikunywe maji ya swimming pool. Kunywa ya hapa ndani. Imewekwa kwa sababu yako. Alright? So allow us to invite a few of you just to represent the many of you. A few of you to do kidogo speeches, kidogo remarks, to tell us why you think you were chosen by the many in your ward, in your constituency, in your county. Why, what you've done to them that made you stand out. You may be speaking on behalf of many others. Ingekuwa uwezo, ingekuwa kuna fursa, muda wa kutosha, tungeleta microphone iende round, kila mtu aseme why they think they were the best of the best. Why we only have less than 10 women reps in here. Less than 50 MCA, no, less than 60 MCAs out of 349 MPs out of 349, mko chini ya 50. Why are you the best? Jipigie debe. Watu wa matangazo wako tayari kuona kama umesema ukweli, kama ilivyo tathminiwa kwenye ground. Kwa hivyo niruhusu nianzie pale chini, tukipanda juu, a few, very few of you as we move before we get into the actual business of you receiving your awards. Allow me to invite from Governor Waititu's home county, MCA Njoroge Kururia from Biashara Ward, to make a few remarks. Kwa nini unafikiria ukapatiwa wewe nafasi hii? Njoroge, Mheshimiwa Njoroge from Biashara Ward. Let's appreciate him, tafadhali. Asante. Now this is the right place for you. Asante.
Thank you very much. My name is Elijah Njoroge Kororia from Kiambu County. I'm elected in Roiro, Little Town, Biashara Ward. I'm the caucus chairman, Kiambu County, and also the chairman, Committee on Lands, Physical Planning and Housing, Kiambu County. Thank you very much to the management of Mizani. I do not exactly know why I was picked, but I'm sure it's because of holding central positions in Kiambu County and taking part and making sure that my ward is the most developed in Kiambu County, and of course the ward with the most votes and people in the Republic of Kenya. That being the case, I am very humbled and I applaud Mizani picking my name. Thank you very much. When I'm here, I'm representing the people of Roiro Town. God bless you. And of course, I can see my member of parliament, Mheshimiwa Kingara. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Njoroge. Asante sana. And congratulations. It's a no mean feat. All right, allow me to invite from Nakuru, Dr. Mbaye, MCA Dr. Mbaye. Dr. Mbaye, tafadhali. Asante.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Peter Mbaye. I'm a member for Kabazi Ward in Subukia constituency, Nakuru County. I left a job at the Nakuru County Public Service Board 2017. I resigned to go and vie for MCA because I believed it is the most basic unit for development. And one thing I did is that after I was elected, I held public participation meetings exclusively for 2 weeks. I developed a strategic plan, which I printed and launched. And then I brought together partners, about 30, county government, national government, NGOs, friends, civil society, Kabazi Professionals Forum, which I launched here for the professionals from Kabazi. And we brought together all those groups. Now, what I've been doing every year is to communicate to people what I've been doing through doing my own self-assessment report cards every year in August. I do my report cards, which I share with the people. They're able to see what we have done. I hold meetings with my team to check what has been happening. But the most important thing is feedback and communication. I have over 12,000 messages from all the people in my ward, quite a number, that I send messages every other week, every other month, communicating about what has been happening. Now, what I came up with as a scientist is what I call a new political leadership model, made up of 1, public participation, number 2, preparation of a strategic plan, number 3, bringing together networks and partners, and number 4, continuous communication, and finally, and very important, self-assessment report cards, which I share with the people. That is a model that I've developed, and that's have been working for Kabazi Ward in Subukia. We show the best, and that's the model I'm hoping, God willing, to take as I vie for the member of Subukia parliamentary seat. That's the model I want to move on, and God willing, one day, as a governor for Nakuru, and God willing, one day, as a president of this nation. Asanteni sana na Mungu.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Umesema ground imesema uende president. Ground inasemaje mahali huko? Unajua ni ground ndio mnasikiliza. Lakini wacha niwaambie waheshimiwa, kama kuna time nimefurahia kabisa ni saizi. Mtu saizi akitoka kwa nyumba anatoka na long peke yake. Long na viatu peke yake. T-shirt utapatana nayo mahali, kofia utapatana nayo mahali, miwani utapatana nyumba na jacket inusu jacket. Jubilee wameleta jacket. Tunapenda sana, msitoke hapo. Jamani, ni raha kabisa. Yaani nyumba tumechanganyikiwa, tunatokanga tu nje kuangalia nani ametokea. Naambiwa ni wakano. Hiyo ni yellow, hiyo ni red. Tunabadilisha, tagine tunatoka nje tunakuja mkutano yako na t-shirt tofauti. Si kupenda kwetu, ni kuchanganyikiwa. Kwa sababu mwenye ametoka mbele yako amekuta haujatupatia nafasi ya kwenda kubadilisha. Ina raha sana. Allow me to recognize the presence of Governor Granton Samboja in the building. Let's appreciate him, tafadhali. Allow me to recognize the presence of the Tana River Governor Jaduong Dhado Godana, tafadhali. Mtu akisema jina yako bila kuweka meja mnakosana. Chukueni makofi yenu. Sasa irudisheni. Allow me to recognize the presence of His Excellency the Governor, Major Dhado Godana. Najua, as a community, title comes first. Kwetu sisi. Engineer Rege, Prophet Owuor, Dr. Nyikal, Right Honorable Prime Minister, People's President Raila Amolo Odinga. Unaona, title inakuja kabla ya jina. Wengine, titles zinafuata jina yenyu. Mwagi wa Equity. Kamau wa Bushari. Mwagi wa Iria. Unaona, title yako inakufuata. Yetu title inakuja. Title inamata sana kwetu. Hai jamani. Na tunasumbua hivi na tujapata kitu. Tukipata tutawasumbua aje. Niwaambie, ile siku yenye Maraga alifanya ile kitu, hizo 60 days, tulifurahi. Tulifurahi. Kumbe hivi ndo mnasikianga. Tulifurahi. Ilikuwa tamu sana. Ilikuwa watu walikuwa watembei. Hata tukiingia kwa Uraino. Wewe, ondokea serikali iko joe bwana. Tulikuwa na furaha sana. Right, moving on swiftly. I'll invite less than 10 people so that we move to songe kama tumesonga. Allow me to invite Mheshimiwa Patrick Makau. Mheshimiwa Patrick Makau. Na ground imesema. Mama yangu. Mheshimiwa Makau.
Wow, thank you very much. I never expected to be called, but leadership of Mizani Africa, all protocols observed. I stand here. The MC said, you say something on why you think you are selected to be here. One, I think in any company, in any enterprise, if you want to make success, you must do some research. And I think same thing applies in leadership. Everyone who is here tonight, some research was done on them. And that's why we are here. I've just listened to the doctor who is MCA. And I think, if one or the other, his journey looks like mine. I left the bank as a bank manager to be a counselor in Mavoko. And I went ahead to be mayor. I went ahead, now I'm a second-term MP. I want to announce it here that I'm the front runner of Machakos County Government. And I think through that journey, it remains something good has been done. And that is why today, since I don't want to talk a lot, I want to encourage Mizani to keep on doing what you are doing so that in the process, you bring up lots of leaders in this country. I know good leadership will make this country succeed in many ways, in terms of economy, in terms of politics, and I am sure Kenya, one day, if we follow this route, Kenya will be a better country than the way it is. May I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you who came here for these medals. May God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Patrick Makau. Asante sana. Ground imesema ni governor. Allow me to now invite Mheshimiwa kutoka Kieni, Honorable Kanini Kega. Kindly, let's appreciate him, tafadhali.
Going inside the constituency to make sure that our farmers are able to evacuate the food produce that they have from their farms to the market, and also accessing the rural areas. We have literally transformed that constituency, which somehow was rated as one of the worst performing constituencies. The second thing, I think, as a member of parliament, you know, we have 3 roles as a member of parliament. That is to legislate, to do oversight, and representation. We try as much as possible, and especially from Central, because we have to be honest. If you are the best legislator on the floor of the House, ordinarily you don't get elected back. It happens. In 2017, in 3 neighboring counties, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, and Laikipia, out of all the elective positions, I was the only member of parliament who was re-elected. I don't know whether you have gotten that. Out of 3 neighboring counties, Kirinyaga, Nyeri, and Laikipia, in 2017, I was the only member of parliament who was re-elected. So, naturally, there is that. I thought you'd 50-50, same. You know, you have, and I'm happy to see you here. We have had a long journey with Dr. Mbai. You know, we have a long journey. So basically, the things that we have been able to do to transform my constituency, maybe they are the ones that have endeared me to the people, and they are giving me the 3rd season. There is no doubt about it. I'll still be here next year. You will still rate me as one of maybe the best performing members of parliament, because I'm coming back. I am coming back. There is no doubt about it, about that. So with those very many remarks, I want to say thank you so much. And this is an electioneering year. Good people, you have seen that we are all sitting, you know, whether you are in the yellow side or you are in the blue side, we are sitting together and we are interacting. Let's take the same message. If you are sitting here as members of parliament from different political formations, let's take the same message to our people there. Let's not have our people fighting for no reason, because an election will come and go, but Kenya will remain as a country. Thanks so much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Kanini. You know, I never thought Mudu wa Nyoba anaweza akafanya hiyo joke, kwa sababu hiyo joke ya erection. Kuna mama anaitwa Mary Wamboi, ile election ya mwisho alitolewa, alikuja kwa TV akasema the erection was wrong and hard. By midday, my competitor, Mr. Mugabe, was on top of me. I swear, she said it on TV. She said it on TV. And we were laughing, thinking, hasikii Kenya anasema, kumbe anasikia. Lakini yeye anajua Kenya, kumbe hata nyinyi mnajua. Huwa mnachoma. You are the director of elections. Wa hiyo nyingine, tulimwachia Simple Boy. Amesimamia hiyo department. All right, thank you. That was on a really lighter note. Asante. Allow me to invite from Kimilili, Honorable Didimas Baraza. Sorry. Captain Didimas Baraza. Rafiki yangu kabisa, hata lazima nimtolee kitu, nimsaidie kwa harambee ya kufund. Lazima ni fund harambee yako kidogo. Utaongezea tu zero zingine.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. I also want to appreciate the leadership of Mizani Africa for doing what they are doing. The highest calling that a human being you can find yourself serving is occupying an elective position, whether chairman of the cattle dip, member of the county assembly, or a member of parliament, because it means the people have trusted you. And maintaining that trust is as simple as what do these people want and what is their priorities. So what we do in Kimilili is we do public participation, list down the very many things that the people of Kimilili want, and find out what is the priority. You saw the budget that was read, budget speech that was read a few days ago, where we have the high cost of living. You ask yourself, is this what Kenyans wanted? So we must move away from coming up with a budget or a development agenda that doesn't resonate with a developing economy. A developing economy is where you tax citizens to provide the basic human needs, things that support life: water, electricity, health care, and education. But when you have more than 3 trillion budget and the Kenyans cannot afford flour, the cost of water is going to skyrocket. You know something is wrong. Maintaining the trust of the people who elected you is simple as doing what those people want, and in a matter of priority. Even if it's a small thing, that is what the people want. This is what we do in the community to maintain where we are as a constituency. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. Thank you so much, my captain, Mheshimiwa Didmus Baraza. But from kwa Mheshimiwa ni rafiki yangu na nampenda. I'll invite the last MP so that we touch on every category that we have in the building, and then we do the main thing that brought us here today. Allow me to invite the last gentleman, that is, on MPs. Allow me to invite Honorable Ndindi Nyoro of Kiharu, kindly. Jedong Nyoro, nisaidie na microphone ambayo imekuwa sanitized hilo kabani. Yes? This gentleman, MP men, ladies are greater than. Kindly.
Thank you, Captain. You know, I'm a gentleman. I was willing to cede this opportunity to one of the lady MPs. Lakini vile umetueleza kuna nafasi yake, wacha basi niongee. First of all, I want to really thank Mizani Africa and the people of Kenya for entrusting us with the leadership of this country. Na vile wengine wetu wamesema hapa mbele, nimefurahi sana kuwa hapa, pahali kuna yellow, kuna red, kuna blue, na sisi wote tunasalimiana na tunakaa kama madugu na madanda. And this is a very good opportunity for Kenyans to learn that hata tukiwa katika mwaka wa siasa, siasa isikuje iingie sana, ilete uhasama kati yetu kama wa Kenya, kwa sababu viongozi wenyewe sisi hatupigani. But because of the agenda of this day, I want to highlight just a few things. Number one is that I am a very, very proud person serving as a member of parliament for Kiharu. Kwa sababu hii kazi yetu lazima kwanza uipende. And I think the reason why maybe I have been nominated for these awards, yenye hata sijui tuko na bangapi. Number one is because in all the 112 public primary schools in Kiharu, na naongea hivi kwa sababu ya CDF, most of us are tuko na kazi tunafanyaga na CDF kama wabunge. Kiharu has around 112 public primary schools. Nikiingia mingi of those schools had udogo tu hapa chini kama floor. We have been able to transform all our public primary schools. All of them now look like academies. 97% of all the classrooms in Kiharu, public primary schools, watoto wanakanyaga tiles huku chini. We have also been able to start new secondary schools, around 8, and doing many other things like Geama Chiefs, now assistant chiefs nyumba, kwa kwa sababu hiyo ndio kazi ya CDF. Probably the reason why we have been able to optimize on the resources that we have is, number one, we apply something called labor-based in Keharu. As maybe in many of the government contracts, mnajua ya kwamba inapeanwa tender contractors. The contractors in Keharu are the people of Keharu from that particular village that we actually undertake the project. Kama ni mchanga, we source it from the local person. Kama ni mtu wa kujenga madirisha, tunatafuta wa the local shopping center, so that we optimize on the resources and we make sure that the velocity of the money that comes in terms of CDF also circulates within our locality, within our constituency, Keharu. Lastly, probably it's because of my pet project, that is economics, because beyond being the person who adjudicates and appropriates our CDF and also oversights, I have a pet project in economics. Because I believe most of the reasons why we fight in our communities is basically because of the diminishing nature of our resources. And if we employ a way that we can be able to generate and grow our resources as a nation, as communities, where everyone has their part to play, hata uhasama inaenda chini. And I am looking forward, not just as a member of parliament, but a leader in Kenya. I'm looking forward to a better Kenya economically, and there are many areas we can learn from. Just to cite a country that we love to hate, that is China. China has been able to be transformed in a lifetime, from 1978 to date. Actually, from 1990, the people who were living in China in rural areas were accounting for around 75% of the population. Currently, it has reversed. The 75% now live in urban areas where there are industries. The GDP per capita of China in 1990, just the other day, was around 367 USD per capita. That of India, I'm using a peer then. Actually, of China, it was 317. Of India, it was $367 GDP per capita. Currently, from 1990, GDP per capita in China is now in excess of $10,000 per person. That is per capita. In India, that is around 2,000. How has that been able to be done as I finish? If I cite, for example, Japan, Japan has also been able to be transformed in the last century. They started with industries that zinahitaji technology iko chini. That is textiles, labor-intensive industries. After doing that, they increased productivity, then handed over textile and labor-intensive industries to South Korea. Then South Korea upgraded to other things like TVs, electronics, and handed over that to Taiwan. Taiwan did all that, then handed over to Malaysia. Malaysia did the labor-intensive industries, then handed over to the current giant in the making, that is Vietnam, with the lowest unemployment rate in the world. Yet Vietnam is actually a peer in Kenya in terms of GDP per capita and income per capita in the last probably 5 years. So I believe, and it's a conviction, that tukiweka uhasama chini kama viongozi, and we focus on transforming the lives of Kenyans, we can actually transform Kenya in our lifetime. Thank you very much. Congratulations. May God bless you.
Thank you so much. Anandini Nyoro. Mzee Nyoro, ground haijasema uchukue gavana? Uko sawa pale chini. Ero kabana inya. Thank you so much. All right, allow me to invite only 3 ladies in the building today. We'll start with, I'll start with the MP for Rangwe, Jaber, Mama Lilian Gogo. Ma'am, kindly. Let's appreciate Honorable Lilian Gogo. Karibu sana. Before you go, kindly, before we go live, please signal us, kindly, to see Okotwe to live Kimalamala. Tafadhali.
Thank you so much, honorable and revered leaders who are here, the Mizani Africa community, invited guests, and friends and family of the leadership that is here. Good evening. My name is Dr. Lilian Gogo. I'm the Member of Parliament for Rangwe constituency. Rangwe is in Homa Bay County, and I think it should be in public domain that Homa Bay County is one of the counties that produced 3 women in single constituency. But apart from that, when we add on to our very own women representative, we were able to attain the 2/3 gender requirement for elected positions in leadership in our county. Why don't you clap for Homa Bay? And having heard that presentation, it is an honor to be here. I honestly don't know how the research was done, but it is important that somebody follows us up because we are in positions of responsibility and we should be held accountable for the work that we are doing. So Mizani has been following us for a while probably and decided to give us an award. Thank you, Mizani. Because when you work and somebody appreciates you, then there is a tendency that you work harder and better. But from the point where I stand, I was a university lecturer before I joined active politics at the Egerton University. I graduated with my Doctor of Philosophy degree in 2012, with 23rd of May. And my biggest desire was to take my PhD to the village. Because I thought that there were enough PhD in towns, I needed to take my PhD to the rural, where these PhDs are scarce. And just not to take it to the rural areas where they are scarce, but also to use it to influence positively the life of my community. And that's why I made a very difficult decision to go into active politics. Of course, it's not a cup of tea for all of us who are on elected positions. Right now, everybody is very anxious over party primaries, direct ticket nominations, and that stuff. And it's even worse when you're vying at a higher level, probably at governor level and all that. I want to thank Homa Bay again for giving a woman an opportunity through negotiations to run on a ticket of governorship. That is the Honorable Gladys Anyasona Wanga. Allow me, friends and good people, to thank the great people of Rangwe constituency, because if it were not for Rangwe, I would not be here. This is basically on service that would probably allowed on positively so that I could be rated. When I got into office, we had a few challenges. There had never been a woman elected in that particular constituency to be a member of parliament. I was the first. And when I went to look for votes, everyone thought I was joking. And like you are not even sure that you know the boundaries of the constituency. And people even thought that I don't know what a polling station is. Thank good God that I was elected. The biggest task was to look at youth unemployment. Another task was to look at issues of insecurity that was in my constituency. Another issue was to look at mitigating measures that would address waterborne diseases as much as water is a devolved function. I was also concerned about what would happen by schools responding positively to the communities where these schools are located. That is community social responsibility of our schools, our existing schools, to the community, where a government institution is or otherwise should have some responsibility to the community. The community builds a school, but what does the school give the community other than educating their children and disseminating information? In my tenure of office, I'm glad, and I stand here to report, that using the National Government Constituency Development Fund, we have been able to do a number of things. One, I've been able to purchase, that's something that has never ever been done in the history of Homa Bay County, and colleagues who are here and who have come before us, I believe there is no single most MP who has bought a fleet of 14 buses for their constituency. That is one thing that I have done. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for clapping for me, because I think they are there too. At least 1, 2, 3. Please, Mheshimiwa, clap for me as much as I've done better than you. That's it. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Why did I do this? So that old grandma, other than school use, for extracurricular work, for doing school work, that Mina Dhiambo, Mina Kinyi, is able to use a bus from a school that is near them. That our children are able to meet the requirements of traveling, extracurricular activities, exposing them. Imagine a situation where you are born and bred in Omoche Primary School, that is my local primary school. Then I also have a TTC in my constituency. Then you go to Asumbi TTC, and then after that you are employed, you come back to work at Omoche. You would never have much exposure. So this was one of my pet projects. When you go to Rangwe, as it were then and as it is right now, because this is one of the projects that is ongoing, you would not know the face of Rangwe, as much as Rangwe is so many years old. Actually, another constituency was hived out of Rangwe, but the greater Rangwe had Rangwe and Homa Bay Town constituency. But when you would arrive at Rangwe, you would not know where Rangwe is. So I embarked on a tireless project to give Rangwe a face by using NGCDF to build a 53 million sub-county headquarters that is ongoing as I speak. Another thing, to improve security, I have actually had street lighting, LED lighting on concrete poles on about 8 markets from national government. The Youth Enterprise Development Fund gave me one single most constituency to empower the youth in Rangwe, 22 million Kenya shillings, so that they could also start their small businesses. I want to report here with pride that a leader influences their people. You are rightfully saying that when we are here, we are hugging each other. We are talking to each other. But when you find me castigating my only good friend in Parliament, the Honorable Didimnas Baraza, so hard, I really shout at him with a microphone, Mheshimiwa Baraza, that is not your original cap. Change it to the original. That one was a bit more maroon. This is too red. We would talk and I say everything that goes on record. But when we meet in Parliament, we are very good friends. And I have my seniors here like Honorable Sabina. You go to them, they teach. We work together. We work on bills together. We are in committees together. But when we are outside there, we are there shouting at each other as we go for elections. If there is anything that would make me get any award, is to keep peace as we go for elections. I'm one single most MP who has never insulted or called out negatively the name of my opponent. Why? Even if I don't, I'll still elected. True or false? If we would have politics that is not insultive, I have so much to sell about my party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga. And does that not give me room to castigate or insult other leaders? Because I have so much to say about my leader. So if we would go this way, honorable leaders, if you would go this way, my good friends who are in political leadership, because you are serving from a position of influence, the office you are given today, you can knock any door. If there is any one powerful person in this country who can knock any door and it is opened for them, for the purpose of the people they represent are elected leaders, at whatever echelon, I would implore you, why don't we keep peace for once? Why don't we keep Kenya safe for once, leaders? Why can't this award that we are given here today, why can't it make Kenya great again? God bless you, and let's pray for Kenya. And I hope to see you in Parliament again. I want to go and defend my seat as the first woman MP in Rangwe. Rangwe has never had a member of Parliament go twice, and we say it in my mother tongue, logo dichiel. Muosho moja tu, you go, you pass the lake, another one. But from the look of things, I can greatly predict before the cameras that I know that Rangwe people are going to give me another chance to serve them for another 5 years as the single most MP who has been elected to Parliament twice. God bless you. God bless Mizani Africa. God bless Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before you sit, Mheshimiwa Gogo. Mikono zako zote mbili ziko na saa. Hauamini moja?
Thank you so much, my dear friend and brother. As I came here, I said that I said I'm Dr. Lillian Gogo. Number one. Number two, I said that I come from Rangwe. I said I also come from Homa Bay. That by inference means I'm Luo, and Luo is a lifestyle. I mean, it's a component. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Luo is no longer a tribe. Luo is no longer a tribe. Luo is an app. You can download it and start behaving like us. Kwa hivyo mnasema Mheshimiwa Gogo has too much time on her hands, eh? Asante. Allow me to recognize the presence. Allow me to recognize the presence of Governor Joseph Olelenku in the building. Let's appreciate him. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Lenku. And yes, he has officially checked in the building from Taita Taveta. Mheshimiwa Granton Samboja. Let's appreciate him. Finally uko ndani. Major Dato Godana alifika mapema. Let's appreciate him again. And yes, our chief guest for today is finally in the building. He's a mister. He's not a honorable. He's a mister. Tofauti yenyu na yake ni title tu, hapo mbele yake ni mister. Tofauti yake na yenyu ni account yake. Zile koma ziko koma tu. 000, comma, 000, comma, 000, comma, in dollars. Allow me to appreciate our chief guest for today. Is a prominent businessman, both locally and abroad. Huge abroad. Labda nyinyi mumsukume arudi nyumbani afanye vitu zaidi nyumbani, because at home the only one I know kwa sasa ni Rainbow Hotel pale Roiro, right? Mr. Julius Kamau, our chief guest for today. Let's appreciate him, tafadhali. Asante sana. Asante sana. Thank you so much. All right, moving on swiftly. Two last ladies, and then I go to the next category. Allow me to invite on to the podium Honorable Faith Gitau, women rep from Nyandarua. Honorable Faith Gitau, kindly. Asante. Jabadi, sijui kama mnaona kenye naona. Wajaluo najua mnasikia raha sana mkiona mtu mweupe. Tunapenda mtu ambaye anamulika boma. Asante.
Asante sana. Good evening, everyone. I'm Faith Wairimo Gitau, County Member of Parliament for Nyandarua. This is my first time to be here. I actually don't know the reason why I was picked. But nevertheless, I thank God and I'm really humbled for this great opportunity. Let me say that I know that I have done what I was elected to do. And I'm really continuing to do exactly that. We have bordered well with the people of Nyandarua, and that is why they love me, and I love them back. I am so grateful that they are willing to give me another term, 5 years. Wanasema, Mami Dashejagio. You can never change your mother. So they are giving me another term. I have taken care of orphans, widows, and the less fortunate. And I think that's why I was picked. And I will continue. God bless you. God bless Mizani. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa Faith Gitau from Nyandarua. Thank you so much, Asante. Last but not least, the only last lady on my list tonight ni kutoka Murang'a, Women Rep Murang'a, Mheshimiwa Sabina Chege. Let's appreciate Mama Sabina Chege. Thank you so much, Jaber. Asante.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. God is good, and all the time. You know, I'm a politician. Tusalimiane hii ya hewani. Si ya Wiper. Lakini ni Azimio ni sawa tu. Honorable members, the governors present, the MCAs, our invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and Mizani Africa. I want to take this opportunity to say I'm humbled to be here this evening. As many and majority of my colleagues have said, I may not tell why I'm here because when I was called, I was not told which category I'm coming in for. But I'm a second-time member of parliament, voted twice by the great people of Murang'a County as their county MP at the National Assembly. The first time when I was voted in, I became the chair of Education Committee at the National Assembly. Second time, I'm currently the chair of the Health Committee at the National Assembly. And I can see majority of my colleagues who have done great works at the Health Committee. Having my president, the African president of TB, Honorable Mule here, let's appreciate him. And lately I became the Malaria champion after I suffered from malaria when I went to Luo Nyanza for my campaign. I have worked tirelessly towards my work, and the people of Murang'a, I might not be able to say everything that I've done as a woman rep, but I am a mentor. I think I have two of my members of staff, one running for the women rep position, another one running for an MCA, so I'm a great mentor, even to my colleagues who are here. I was voted in and recognized as a woman who has majority of the bills at the National Assembly this year again. I've been voted twice as the best woman rep in Kenya. And so I'm just humbled to be here this evening as I continue to serve. Currently, I am also involved at the national campaign team for Azimio. And I'm glad that I've been able to transverse the entire country. And I've seen many challenges, the differences, and the approaches that we make as members of parliament. To my colleagues, the MCAs, anyone running for any elective position, I pray for you. And I want to wish you well. It's not by default that you have been here. Just remind God of one thing that you have done that he may remember you. It's not easy to go and look for votes, but we pray that all will be well. From the governors to my colleagues MPs, to the MCAs and the senators, I want to wish you all the best. And may the best person and may the best team win. To my colleagues also, let's preach peace. We are friends. Yes, as you have seen, we are great friends. Let's extend this to our supporters and let's encourage them, even if we do not agree, we are still friends because we want Kenya to remain one. And if Kenya burns, we'll all burn in it. If Kenya succeeds, we'll all succeed. May God bless you all and enjoy your evening. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Sana. Mama Sabina Chege, thank you so much. God bless you too. Asante, out of the 47 counties, only, I think, 5 speakers were chosen by their people. Hao wengine ile matusi walitukana tungewaambia. Haingesemeka hapa. Allow me to invite one of them to speak on behalf of the 5 or so speakers who were selected during the poll that was done all over the country. Please help me welcome the Speaker of Makueni, the Honorable Douglas Mbilu. Mheshimiwa Mbilu.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. To Mizani Africa, distinguished guests, friends, good evening. My name is Douglas Mbilu. I'm the Speaker of the County Assembly of Makueni. My name is Douglas Mbilu, Speaker of the County Assembly of Makueni County number 17 that neighbors stated Aveta and Kajiado. My neighbor governors are here. I want to be brief, and I think one of the reasons as to why I might have been scored better than the rest is on the number of the legislations that we passed in regard to the devolved functions of the county government, running to 21 acts of county assembly and 22 policies. I do not want to state that Makueni is leading besides other counties, but I must comment that the second assemblies in the Republic of Kenya have quite improved, including the level of oversight, the level of legislation, and representation in the entire county assemblies. And the governors may attest to that fact, because in the first assemblies with serious challenges and conflict in the assemblies. Two, Makueni was almost in shambles in the first term. When I was elected, the county was very divided, and we were able to bring together oversight, objective oversight, not criticism, not politics, and ensure that the public resources have been put into good use. Moving forward, on behalf of my colleagues in the legislative institutions, is that devolution have worked. Assemblies have worked. Where governors have allowed county assemblies to execute their role and mandate, I think there are better results than where governors and political parties have interfered with the independence of county assemblies and independence of committees of the county assemblies. I must state that we have one major challenge in county assemblies where political parties really control the functioning of the county assemblies across the divide and their oversight, and especially where you have a political party where it's almost 80% the governor and the MCS from one political party. You may end up in a situation where you have an executive that is assembly and an assembly that is an executive. And therefore the robust oversight that you see in the National Assembly and the Senate may be compromised. That's something that I think the Senate and senators are here. You need to look into so that you can protect assemblies and have a situation where we are working amicably. And on behalf of my colleagues in the county assemblies, thank you so much for acknowledging the county assemblies in the Republic of Kenya. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, Speaker. And congratulations on being selected, voted by the many people in your home area. Nashukuru sana. All right? The last time I was with this gentleman, we had gone somewhere in Western Province to seek a lady's hand in marriage. Let me tell you, this gentleman is a chief bargainer. Walianza na mahari ya 1.5 million, tulitoka kama tumelipa 270,000. Honorable Linturi. Mheshimiwa Linturi, nafurahia kuona.
Thank you very much, MC, but I think you should have gone further to tell them you are asking for 3 million. They're going to understand how a lady would really attract such huge sums of money. With tremendous respect and humility, allow me to register my appreciation to Mizani Africa for this invitation. I don't think I won't be able to exactly say why I was invited here, but I can only speculate. I think we are in a country where probably my assessment may be wrong, but I think I am a believer in speaking my mind, and I want to remind the leaders that are here that the positions that we owned, yes, are positions of influence, as seen by the past speakers, but we must also remember that when people give us this opportunity to serve, then we really must be able to do our best to ensure that we represent our interests. As I probably exit that position of representation, in Parliament, allow me to say that my experience somehow showed me that some of and what we lack in this country are honest leaders. We exhibit a lot of dishonesty when we are out there, and I think we really have to really style up and be able to live with the promise and maintain the confidence that people have bestowed upon us. And I say this because the situation in which we are living in as a country, we are facing very many serious problems, and rarely do we find some of our leaders speak about the rising cost of life, the fuel crisis that we are in, and we are almost unable to speak completely about the kind of legislature that is under capture of the executive, and for that matter, effective oversight of the executive has almost become completely impossible. I want to say I've been very steadfast in maintaining my position as a member of parliament, charged with the responsibility of oversight, and I've never shied away from that very difficult situation. I speak my mind, and I think probably because I've been very faithful to my job, to the extent that we expose ourselves to some things that many will not even really imagine of going through. But since we believe in what we do, then probably, and I want to believe that is why Mizani Africa picked me or nominated me for these awards. You know the position of senator in this county. I do not, or no senator has the responsibility of doing roads, providing water, providing anything that has to do or touches on the people directly. But our only business is to oversight and be able to represent the interests of the counties. And you cannot effectively be able to do that when you offer objective oversight and be vocal enough to raise the issues that really touch on your people. I'm really surprised that even as we are elected members, many of us do not know exactly what the mandate of which position that we owned is all about. I say this because I also find governors at times challenging senators to tell the people what they have been doing as if we collect any taxes or levies from the wananchi. And that shows the level of dishonesty that I was talking about. When you challenge me to tell the public what I've been doing, yet we've been participating in passing in Dora and Kara, knowing the work of the senator, then I think it's very insincere for people to ask us to explain to what we do. So probably that is the reason. I don't know, it's speculation, but I want to announce here today that I've really have served in Parliament for quite some time. And I think I'm the oldest serving non-interrupted terms in the of Gema region. So, and there is nobody that I've not interacted with, from the late President Moi, Baki, Uhuru Kenyatta, the Right Honorable Prime Minister. All these have been my friends. And I can tell you who will tell you this is water and you can take it and bank as water. I will tell you who is able to promise what he can deliver. So, Mizani Africa, thank you very much for inviting me for this occasion. Probably when you will be able to, when you are giving us the awards, let us probably get to know why or how it happened. But I'm a believer in science. This scientific research have really assisted me win consistent elections because I've never lost any. And I ran as the governor of Meru County. Please take note. I rely seriously on science, and I know. And with the power of the Lord, and because I pray, I'm sure I'll be able to deliver a better county for the people of Meru once elected. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jadong Linturi. Asante sana. Mtu yoyote ambaye anapanga kwenda kuoa, tafadhali, chief bargainer, unaweza ukachukua hata bibi na 30,000. Inategemea ni wapi. Tafuta ukame ya mahali. This is a season ya kuoa. Usiende mahali kwenye kumenawiri. Enda mahali yenye unakaa ni kama unawatoa kwa shida. The last time I was with His Excellency the Governor, nilikuwa tumeenda kumzika babake mzazi kule nyumbani. Because he's my friend, I traveled all the way. Wako na miti inaitwa madhenge. Anaweza akakwambia, inaweza kuwasaidia hata nyinyi kwenu. My friend and leader, His Excellency Governor Dadho Godana, kutoka Tana River, kindly come and talk to the country. Asante. All right.
Thank you, Chief Guest. Thank you, Mizani Africa, dear colleagues, governors, and leaders. I'm privileged also and grateful to be here today for this award ceremony. I really also don't know why I'm here, but I know there has been a lot of efforts by so many other groups to move around counties to assess, see what counties are doing out there. That's the reason why we are here. For us in Tana, of course, you know, we are known for, even for the madenge that he has just talked about, for many, many bad reasons. Conflicts, floods, droughts, many other things, different types of disasters. And so when we came in as an administration, we sat down and we looked at ourselves. And the first thing we realized is that our communities in Tana have never sat together to discuss about anything from the year 1921. So for all those years, communities have been living on their own, trying to push and pull each other. And we sat and said, the first thing we need to do here is to have an all-inclusive government. So we did try and involve everyone to try and find the kind of people that we can put in the government, looking into the minorities and the rest of the communities within the county. And through that, we were able now to sit as a family to be able to discuss the rest of the issues together. But that was not enough. We said now we need to bring together all the communities to be able to form a joint council of elders, through which now we use to discuss issues whenever they try to arise. And that's why for the last few years we've never had the story of conflicts except for the madenge that my brother has talked about. But from 2017 to date, there has never been a conflict in Tana, because every time there is any issue, then as a government we can sit as brothers, and our parents can also sit as a council to discuss the conflicts. And we have made it to this day. Another thing, we looked at all those disasters and the situations that have been affecting us, and we said we need to look at one solution that can be able to help us depart from these prevalent occurrences of disasters. We also noted that our county is a climate-sensitive county, and so we have to look at a solution that addresses all those effects together. And so we came up with, we picked on urbanization to leverage on climate effects. And that is the route now we have taken. We have been trying to plan, do spatial plans for the county, trying to move people from lower to higher grounds, to the rest of the sparsely populated, to more resilient cities. And what we are looking at is that eventually we'll be able to drive Tana, take it from where it is today, rural as it is, to a green city and an eco county. So I think probably out of the assessment is why probably TAN has been picked, and myself as their leader, to come this day for this recognition award. Otherwise, thank you very much, and God bless Mizani Africa and all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Governor Dado, before you sit, Madenge, ndio jina hiyo mti ama how did it become Madenge?
Madenge came from, where is that guy you brought here the first time?
Mr. Kanini.
About the election. So somebody brought some tree.
Yes.
And erected it in Tana to solve afforestation problem.
The wind.
Winds and the rest of the disasters I'm talking about here. Only to realize he's created another one. Another disaster.
So how did Madenge come?
Madenge.
Ndio alikuja kupanda?
Alikuja mwenyewe akapanda. We had a forest research institute there.
Yes.
So he brought it and researched there and then spread it. So it spread itself until it has taken over bananas, it has taken over other forests.
So the person who did that was Mr. Madenge?
Mr. Madenge from that gentleman.
Na miti ikakuwa Madenge. Nimekupata. Asante, Governor.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Asante. Allow me to now invite the second last speaker for tonight. Kabla tujaenda zaidi, the Honorable, His Excellency Governor Joseph Ole Lenku. Kindly, Governor Lenku.
Asante sana, MC, distinguished guests, honorable members, Mizani Africa, and all invited guests, good evening. Habari za jioni, hamjambo. Mine is going to be also very brief. I think it is basically the journey of devolution. When we voted the Constitution of Kenya 2010, we pursued a devolved system of government. And I think in every part of the country, there is testimony and a good story about devolution, despite challenges that has come with it. And so, as I share with you the journey of devolution in Kajiado, I must confess that I am privileged to be a governor of a small Kenya, Kajiado being fairly cosmopolitan, and sometimes nicknamed the bedroom of Nairobi, where our urban centers of Kitengela, Rongai, Kiseri, and Ngong basically house Nairobi. And I think in a nutshell, just to share two or three things that I think may have attracted the attention of the country. We began the journey of demystifying the universal health coverage, where in some parts of our county, many people thought that NHIF insurance is something for people of government or for the rich. And we began a problem we are calling Mbuzi Moja Afya Bora, where we were telling the pastoralist community by just selling one mbuzi or a goat for 6,000 shillings, you are able to ensure your family for the whole year. And that was picked by a number of pastoralist counties and got domesticated into a situation where many pastoralists now have embraced UHC just by knowing that using mbuzi, which is their model of trade and something many of them could afford, are able to afford that health insurance. We are proud that Kajiado gave that gift to the country, and we are happy that we are rated as the #1 county in UHC, and also demystifying the UHC to say your model of trade, which is mbuzi, is something you can use to insure your family. I also would like to mention that during the difficult time of COVID-19, we also bequeathed the country another innovation through our Mriziki, or a way of giving relief food to our communities, where you have a PIN code that you can share with the shopkeeper, and using your PIN code, you get your food ration. And what basically that did is to make sure that the local economy revolves around itself, that we are not only supporting the needy, but we are also supporting the traders to make sure that the local Kajiado economy keeps moving. In fact, that was picked by none other than His Excellency the President in his State of the Nation address, is an innovation that not only help comply with the COVID-19 regulations, but also enable the economy to touch the needy and those who provide their services without necessarily having to seek those services from the big supermarkets, say in Nairobi. And we are proud that that innovation was also noted at the national level as something that really stood out. Honorable members, distinguished guests, finally I want to share with you the story of land in Kajiado. You know, many of you, I'm sure, will have an interest or two in Kajiado. And in the first in the first cycle of devolution, 2013-17 and before, land in Kajiado, which is supposed to be a blessing and a factor of production, was actually a very big problem and a cause of conflict. We said that if we do not resolve the problem of land in Kajiado, not only will we jeopardize our economy, but we will also enhance conflict. Because many people who had land had multiple allocations. You'll find, say, 3-4 people owning a piece of land, and the cycle goes on. We began this process of automating our land processes, doing our spatial planning, setting land for each and every purpose we could think of. You know, land for industries, land for housing, land for agriculture, land for our livestock, and even land for wildlife. And that actually, the land process in Kajiado, the validation of ownership documents to make sure that no single land is owned by more than one person, became also an attraction for many counties. And we are now very proud as Kajiado that we've actually become the benchmark of land management system for our country. And many of the residents of Kajiado are very happy that really what now they consider they own, they actually have it, as opposed to the time before when you think you have and you actually don't have it. So I stand as a proud governor of Kajiado saying or noting that many Kenyans who treasure land and who have come to our county as a home to stay now proudly appreciate the innovations we came up with in land. And finally, we have time and again been voted as the county that has created the best business environment in the country, because we began this journey of saying not only are we a pastoral paradise, because Kajiado was known for good pastoralism, but we have also gradually become a very serious business hub for the people of Kajiado. We, both of our towns of Ngong, Rongai, Kiserian, Kitengela, Loitoktok, Namanga, as now small business hubs where the county not only have built markets for the traders there, but has continuously enhanced cohesion, you know, people living together, encouraging doing business, and saying, Jajiri, you know, use our markets as a way to employ yourself. And so we are happy that that effort of cohesion, creating a conducive environment, has made the people of Kajiado one Kenya family. And that is why earlier on I say I'm very proud to be a governor of a small Kenya, and prove my critics wrong, because when I ran for governor in 2017, I came with many stories, as many of you know. And of course, my opponents will gladly pick them and run with them. You know, knowing my history in Kenya Utalii College, people will say, huyu jamani mpishi, hawezi hii kazi. You know, of course, you knowing the story of Westgate, Kaleka mzee wa Westgate. And so I'm happy now that I stand as a proud governor of a small Kenya, where Kenyans are saying, really, Kajiado has become a serious county for this country. Asanteni sana, and God bless you. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Governor Lenku. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Asante. Mdunge kitu. Asante Lenku. Sincerely speaking, before I met you, the perspective I had of Masais was very different. Mpaka nikakuona ndio nikabadilisha akili. Nilikuwa najua nyinyi wote mnavaa tu shuka na kuuza dawa kwa kibuyu. Kuna dawa wanauza kwa kibuyu inatibu magonjwa yote. Ero, dawa mzuri sana nachafisha tumbo. Nasema no, mimi natafuta ni ya nguvu za kiume. Nasema hii sasa ndio ya kiume kabisa. Alafu to prove to you that dawa works, anakwambia Ero, hii dawa mzuri sana. Unamwambia ni kunywa vikombe ngapi ndio nguvu za kiume? Anakwambia Ero, kikombe moja tu tosha. Kikombe moja tosha. Unasikia kabisa nguvu yako ya kiume. Kama uamini inafanya, wacha nikunywe moja, usiseme nakuuzia sumu. Alafu anakunywa kikombe moja. So kuanzia asubuhi ameuzia watu 10. Na kila mtu anamprovia dawa inafanya, anakunywa kikombe moja. Anafaa kuwa anatembea aje jioni. Last but not least is a man who makes me believe that I have a dream, and my dream will one day come true. Started off, you know, I am a radio presenter. I am a presenter at Milele FM, one of the best Swahili radio stations in the country. And he started off as a radio presenter, pale Radio Citizen, hosting politicians. Kumbe anawaangalia na naona na hizi vitu unasema si ninaweza. Today, one of the finest governors to have ever graced that seat. From a radio presenter to a county's top boss. Please help me welcome my friend, my boss. He's my chairman actually. The one and only governor from Taita Taveta, Mheshimiwa Granton Samboja. Let's appreciate him. So good to see you, Chairman.
Leadership ya Mizani Africa, viongozi wenzangu, hamjambo nyote. I was just thinking aloud. Imekuwaje mpaka leo I'm one of you here. And I looked at the journey ya kuwa governor wa Taita Taveta, and immediately after being elected, for 1 year, tulikuwa na vita between executive and county assembly. And what it meant, for 1 year, we did not touch the budget. So meaning there was no development. Only current, which is salaries. But then immediately after that was solved, a lot has happened. And that's why ugatuzi inafanya kazi. So nimejiuliza, why am I here? And probably it is the stories which I hear even from my own community. County like Taita Taveta, since independence, haijawahi kuwa na ICU. Watu wetu wakirudi wagonjwa ni Mombasa na Nairobi. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are here, tumejenga ICU, tumeweka machines, tunamaliza main theater sahi, and any time, for the first time in the history, Wataita na Wataveta are having an ICU. We can go on and on and on. Since independence, hatujai kuwa na hospitali ya macho. Our people have always been traveling to Kwale or Nairobi. Today, tumejenga hospitali ya macho. We have done 686 operations, including 13 of them today in our county. That is ugatuzi. Since independence, kuna ugonjwa inaua watu sana. Hii cancer. Our people utoke Taita ukuje Nairobi kutibiwa cancer. Sahi tumejenga cancer center in our own county. 20 people wamemaliza chemotherapy. 141 are now going through hiyo chemotherapy. Screening tumefanya ya over 3,200 people wakiangaliwa cancer. You can't believe since independence, the biggest hospital, na population imekuwa ikiongezeka every year. The biggest hospital has only 54 beds since independence. As we are here today, tumejenga hospitali ya 160 beds. My friend speaker here from Makueni will agree with me. Many are the times, mgonjwa akifika Moi Hospital na ni patient number 55 na vitanda ni 54, many are the times wagonjwa wetu wamekuwa wakienda Makueni. In Taita Taveta since independence, maji ya pipe is only town in Voi. As we are here today, tumesambaza maji ya pipes over 125 projects in the whole county. People have never seen roads. This is a maram. Tumebomoa milima and we have come with roads. So I can go on and on and on and on. My message is, devolution is working. The only thing ambayo imeturudisha nyuma, you can imagine with that impeachment, that time vita, then after that corona, and then the delay ya pesa from the exchequer. My colleagues will bear me witness. As of now, hatujapata pesa for 3 months. Imagine zingekuwa zinakuja, counties zingekuwa zimefika wapi? And mwisho, sote tuko hapa. Kila mtu ako sijui mrengo gani. Watu wanasalimiana, wanacheka. Hata mimi pale, I was cracking jokes na mheshimiwa Ndindi Nyoro. In fact, maji yake imeisha. Unaweza muongezea ile maji yake akunywe. But you can imagine kule mashinani, watu wa chama hii na hii hawawezi hata keti pamoja, and yet as leaders we can sit together and even talk. Tuwe na uchaguzi wa amani, knowing Kenya is our country for all of us. God bless you, my brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much, Governor Samboja. Asante. Wishing you all the best. Are you going for a second term? Yep. Looking forward. Na utaniona kwa ground nikikuja kupatia support ya free. Although mimi ni wa Wajakoya. Mimi ninataka Wajakoya aingie, ahalalishe hiyo. Hiyo zingine ni bangi. Tukiingia kitu ya kwanza kupitisha ni bangi. Ikue nini, ikue crop or something. Sijui watu wa Wajakoya wenye mko hapa, watu wa Wajakoya wenye tuko hapa ndani, tuitane mkutano kando baadaye kidogo. Thank you so much waheshimiwa for your kind remarks. Wale ambao hamjapata fursa ya kuja hapa mbele kuzungumza, I believe you've seen yourself in many of the many speeches ambazo zimefanywa hapa mbele, and we will continue doing that. Right now, we go to the main part of the day. Are you feeling okay? All right, let's all be upstanding for a minute. All right, mtu wako kando yako on your right side, please shake their hand. Mshake vizuri Kiafrika. Kiafrika kabisa. Kiafrika. Kama hauna mtu kwa right hand, ngojea, left itakuja. Mshake Kiafrika kabisa, tingiza yule mkono. All right, now turn to your left and shake their hand on your left. On your left, shake their hand. All right. Kama hauna namba yake ni wakati mzuri wa kuchukua. Thank you so much. Maybe it's someone you've not seen. Salimia mtu bwana. Salimia mtu bwana. Sambamba sana. Sambamba sana. All right. You can make one big noise. You can make one big noise as you stretch. As you stretch. Hey! Asante. You can take your seats again. Imekuwa ni muda mrefu wa kuketi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before we move to this part, allow me to you just standing up from where you are. This gentleman, ukweli, hafanani na mheshimiwa wa Isili, Mheshimiwa Hassan. Anaitwa Hassan nani? Hassan Yusuf. Wanafanana? Si anafanana na Mheshimiwa Hassan Yusuf wa Isili? Yule alipata ajali ya bomu wakati mmoja. Wanafanana? You need to run for a seat now. Get out of Mizani. Run for a seat. You can, run. Pale Madare. Wa Madare yako. Hey. Pole, jadong kwa ni jokes tu, ni jokes. Ni jokes tu, nimewacha. Wanafanana na Hassan kabisa. All right. Ready for the main business of the night, so that wale wanatoka mbali waende kwa Airbnb. Wale wa karibu waende kwao. Wale wa ambulance bado iko chini. All right, allow me to now invite my co-MC for tonight. A beautiful lady, ni mrembo ambaye utampenda sana akikuja, utampenda zaidi akienda. Please, tuache translations. No. Let's stick to here. Wacheni akili baki hapa. My co-MC for tonight is the beautiful Zipporah Umile. Let's appreciate her. Zipporah Umile now works for Mizani Africa, but you've watched her grace your silver screen. Amekuwa mtangazaji pale TV 47 kwa muda mrefu kabla ya corona kukuja na kumgonga teke ya ukweli. Corona ikampiga butwa. Chairman, unaweza ukaamua akuje kule nyumbani aturembeshe TV pia. Unajua neno moja tu lako na imefanyika. Tusisumbuane sana kupitia interview na interview tunayo. Zipporah Umile, ladies and gentlemen, taking us through the next part. Zipporah.
You sure have a lot to say, but let me not comment further. The chief guest, members of parliament, women representatives, senators, governors, speakers of assemblies, members of county assemblies, invited guests, good evening. Thank you all for making time to join us in this special occasion. I know we are very busy people, so it's an honor to have you here. As Captain Otoyo has introduced me, my name is Zipporah Umile, and I work with Mizani Africa. I'm sure you'd like to know what methodology was used to arrive at the result of this, just as our brother Senator Mithika Linturi, stated. You are curious to know what methodology was used, and also to clear doubts to everyone else who, could be having the same concerns. I'd like to invite my brother, my colleague, Ben John, who is a senior data analyst at Mizani Africa, to come and give us a breakdown of the methodology used. Karibu sana, Ben.
Our chief guest, Your Excellency, governors present, senators present, women representative present, honorable members of parliament present, speakers of the county assembly present, and the members of the county assembly, and all the protocols observed. Good evening. I take this great opportunity to welcome you this evening to our annual Leadership Awards 2022 edition. So this is our third year issuing awards to the great leaders of this nation. And this is a great day as we seek to celebrate great men and women of our republic who have shown exceptional leadership performance while keeping the Kenyans' interests at heart. Since the commencement of your tenure in leadership, a narrative was set in motion. Not only were you telling your individual stories throughout your leadership era, but also telling the Kenyan narrative. As a research company, we believe that the narrative that Kenyans are craving to hear is not just about mere talk of values, but rather it is the narrative that embodies and communicates values. Values that have been passed down from various renowned leaders, such as our founding fathers. Values such as patriotism, good governance, integrity, accountability, sustainable development, and so forth. Those are the national values that we ought to uphold. So as a company, through the public narrative, we deploy stories and probes to make a point, inform voters, and evoke a response to this regard. So tonight, we celebrate. Needless to say, we are grateful for Devolution, the administrative delegation that has created an avenue for you to be mastered for this auspicious event. We would like to laud the governors who have been facilitating the county budgetary funds for health, agriculture, roads, and public works, among others, whilst working hand in hand with the members of the parliament who have provided bursaries through the NGCDF kitty, and even lobbied, as some of your constituents have attested through our research. Real generosity towards the future lies in giving all to the present. Albert Camus. Your efforts as great leaders are not futile. To the senators who have been providing oversight and determining the allocation of national revenue, we hail your efforts tonight. We acclaim the women representatives who have been on their toes to facilitate job opportunities for the youths, women, and people living with a disability through the national government affirmative action funds, as well as other programs aimed at helping your communities. These efforts have aided in the sanitation of our streets, The echo of the awards was an ensemble summed up in the following words: show me your work, and I will tell you the leader you are. According to Abraham Lincoln, democracy is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Is it democracy when Kenyans cannot pinpoint a project that their leader has done? Is it democracy when the promises made to the common mwananchi are left on the podiums only to be revisited 5 years later? We disagree. And that's why you have to keep on conducting polls and trying to do research to unearth your efforts as great leaders. If politicians believe that the electorate cannot be trusted with the truth, then democracy is seriously at risk. In order to exercise their democratic rights properly, the people must be fully informed. They must get civic education. Let them know your roles. Let them know what you do. That will stick to their minds, and they will have no option but to retain you as their leaders. I will talk about mass education and effective communication. This leads to oblivious of your roles, and this has dire consequences on your approval rating as leaders. We've seen that through our polls. We also found that there's no correlation between your approval or your popularity rating and development rating. We have found that some of you leaders are not popular, but you have done great work in your communities. On the other hand, some leaders are not popular, but they have done less for their communities. Some leaders are popular, but they have done less for their communities. Today, I urge you leaders to step up and ensure people understand your roles. And as Stephen Covey said, the admission of ignorance is often the first step in our education. I am sure that we are being educated. Communication is key. As we look forward to telling a different and a better narrative the next 5 years, keep working, keep striving. For those who are aspiring for various positions, we wish you the very best in your pursuit of victory. Fall down 7 times and still rise on the 8th. It's never easy. If it was easy, we would not have made it. Mizani Africa could not be studying and would not be here. Without commitment, you will never start, and without consistency, you will not finish. I have a dream, as Martin Luther once said. I have a dream that the narrative of our founding fathers fought to preserve through sweat and tears will be upheld consistently, and that the mantle of loyal, consistent, and responsive leadership will be passed on to the coming generation. Some people want it to happen, some wish it to happen, but go and make it happen. My name is John Benson, Data Analyst in Mizani Africa. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
Thank you, Ben, for those remarks. I believe you've also encouraged us. Don't you feel a little bit motivated? All right, so next I would like to call Ekra Ndungu. She is the Secretary General of Kenabco, which is Kenya National Association of Private Colleges. She is also the CEO of German Institute. So come and give us a few remarks.
Thank you so much. Good evening once again. I was also privileged to open the meeting with the word of prayer, and I'm also privileged to make a few remarks. My name is Ekra Ndungu. I have been introduced, and as usual, when you're invited somewhere, you don't go alone. So all protocols observed, the Mizani Africa team, our governors, our senators, MPs, MCAs, the speakers, and the people who we are cheering you on, good evening once again. So I am accompanied with my friends here. One of my best friends, CEO Miss Clean. And my other friend, Algon. All of us, we are regular visitors of Garden City, GM Garden City. Keegan has stepped out, and my colleague in the space of education, Ian, but I'll be inviting Ian to make a few remarks. So it's a joy in my heart, and it's a great pleasure to share this night with you here. I feel very privileged and honored to be a guest, and I sincerely acknowledge the achievements of our brilliant politicians tonight. This country has indeed some great leaders. Allow me to say that every year when the leadership awards happen, they help us to recognize which leader is of high impact in our community. Because as a leader, your impact should be felt. And this moment, we are all grateful that 2 years ago we could not gather like we are gathering this evening because of COVID-19. But today we gather for all the good reasons to celebrate achievements. So God has really preserved us, and we are grateful for that. And I promise all of us, my remarks will be very brief, because an evening like now is not an evening to listen to speeches, long speeches. It's an evening to go celebrate with the electorate and make sure the person whom you bagged when you got the post sees the good work that you have been doing so that you can be re-elected again. And also the party after party that comes with such a thing, and the media interviews and the social media posts. Because celebrate yourself and give a pat on your back because you've done great. We've always been bashing politicians for all the wrong reasons, but today you're on the news highlights because of all the good reasons, because the good work that you have done. So the people who voted for you, I am sure they are so proud. And I don't know whether my member of parliament is here or I have an opportunity to run for the post. I come from Othaya. And Othaya was on the highlight when we started because of the former member of parliament, what she said. I won't repeat because we are on live show. And one of the greatest leaders, since I was born, I found him as an MP, President Kibaki. And one of the things that he kept on saying, that leadership is not an opportunity to enrich yourself, but leadership is an opportunity to make a difference. And I can tell you for free, coming from that constituency, each and every sub-location we have a dispensary that has not been done by the correct member of parliament. He did it that time. We have around 5 tea factories. We had roads, water, everything. So basically we are challenged, and we have good examples of great leadership. Awards are a good thing because they motivate us. An award speaks when we are silent. I've been privileged to get like 4 awards. One of it is Ambassadorial Code of Honor. I'm the National Peace Ambassador for Education. And this year I would urge us to make sure our elections are very peaceful. So there is a slogan that says that you don't have to say what you're doing. The success will make the noise. So after this, your award will make the noise for you. You don't have to shout and say what you're doing. So you are being honored because you've done something good. Awards also create a competitive spirit because your neighbor politician will not recognize today will want to do better so that they are recognized next year. And the beneficiary is us, the citizens, when you guys are trying to outdo each other. So next time we hope that we will have more people, because service delivery is what we are looking for. And when you are recognized like today, of course you will work with enthusiasm, and you know that literally somebody is watching. So we are privileged to have had great leaders. Some of them are like Mahatma Gandhi. We have been privileged to have my friends from South Africa. The Mandela factor has been very key in South Africa. I believe all of us, we have a Madiba in us, that we can be able to ignite and do great, that your leadership will be referenced even years to come. I was elated to hear a leader who is saying that I have a strategic plan. So that means you're also not planning to leave the electorate hanging, and you're not planning to leave your project hanging. Whoever comes back can be able to proceed with the work that you're doing. And one of the things that we can remember, and you need to be remembered as a leader, when you exit, is the number of people that you're going to mentor. Because how do you fail as a leader? You fail if people start saying, the boots of so-and-so are so big, we don't have anybody who can fit in them. You should be able to develop people who can do better than what you've been able to do as a leader. So let's inculcate mentorship, let's grow other people. Let's not get short of leaders, because our country is the one that will benefit. And I was privileged to be a constituency neighbor of Professor Wangari Maathai, and there is a story she loved saying, the hummingbird story. She kept on saying that you can always make a difference, the little that you can be able to, do. So the hummingbird, when the forest was burning, just decided to go and bring a little water with that beak, and eventually it was able to make a difference. You can still make a difference. You don't have to be the president of the nation. You don't have to be the president of Africa, but the little that you are able to do, including us who are serving out here, because we can all become leaders without titles. And I promise to be very brief, because it's not a day to listen to speeches, it's a day to celebrate and enjoy ourselves. And now, as Secretary General that I've gotten the mic, I'll be praying for our politicians to go back to Parliament. When you go back, the Education Committee, there is something that we need as private institutions. We do not get HELB loans, we do not get coups. And all of us know that there is no private citizen, there is no public citizen. We are actually more than the government TTIs. The money that is being channeled to build the TTIs can also be channeled to do something else, because that is how we create employment. Somebody talked about China here. It was grown by the cottage industries. So we have a lot of brilliant minds, a lot of professors, many people who can invest in education so that we can achieve the 100% transition that we are talking about. So you can open up by a change of law, maybe through a miscellaneous amendment, so that we can have that 100% transition going to the TVET institutions, the private ones, and also getting the HELB loans. And now that I've given that ask, I wish you all the best, and I hope to see us in Parliament next time. I'll be on the other side as a private sector lobbying and talking about the private partnership law. So on behalf of my friends, I want to invite Ian to make brief remarks. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Ian Borender, and you may have guessed it, I'm not Luo. However, when I was in Kisumu just recently, I was talking to a fellow there, and I says, I need a Luo name. He says, okay, well, when were you born? I says, 1961. He says, no, you stupid Mzungu. Like, what time in the day were you born? I says, I was born in the mornings. He says, I will call you Oyango. So, my friends here tonight, feel free to call me Oyango. So I'm with an organization, so you're probably wondering, what was this Mzungu doing in Kisumu? You could probably ask, what was he doing in Bondo, Kisii, Kakamega, Mombasa, Meru, Nyeri, Baringo? Why is he at all these places? I'll tell you, that's the reason why I'm at all those places, because those are locations of TVET institutions that we're working with. I work for an organization called Colleges and Institutes Canada. We're based in Canada's national capital, Ottawa. I'm actually from the west coast of Canada in Victoria. But anyways, I work for Colleges and Institutes Canada, and we have a number of overseas projects. And this is one of them. We're part of what's called Young Africa Works Kenya, Youth Employability through TVET. Colleges and Institutes Canada represents over 150 institutions across the country. And what we do is we mobilize the resources of those institutions and we marry them up, if you will. We partner them with Kenyan institutions to build capacity in those institutions to develop and deliver industry-relevant, gender-equal TVET programs. It's what we call a partnership education for employment, and it works very, very well. A key component to our work is youth employment and ultimately driving towards increased GDP, increased economic activity. We all know there's a skills gap, and not only is that, there's a lot of skills out there that aren't recognized. But one of the main levers that we pull in these particular projects is to address gender inequity, particularly in the TVET sector. A previous speaker tonight spoke very eloquently about economics, and if I may, I just want to bring up a couple of economic phenomenon. One is that there's a direct correlation between growth in GDP and the gender gap in a society. The less the gender gap in society, the higher the GDP, not the other way around. The less the gender gap, the greater the GDP and GDP per capita. So there's clear evidence of why we have such a strong focus on gender equity in our programs. Another thing is that with more women, females, governance, the more the overall population of women become more empowered and are much more engaged in the economy. So those are very strong levers that are part of our program. So I'm not going to talk too much longer, but I do feel behooved to at least mention a little bit about leadership. Excuse me. So I've read a lot of books on leadership. I've been in leadership positions for a long time. But there's three things that came to mind, and they're based on three people. I used to work in a wood products manufacturing factory in Canada. I'm from the West Coast. Forest industry was very strong. The mill manager looked a little bit forlorn one day, and I says, "Tony, you look a little sad today. What's up?" He says, "Ian, it's the 80-20 rule." I says, "What's that?" He says, "We're spending 80% of our time on 20% of the people." You're spending 80% of your time on, well, for lack of better words, troublemakers. So one of the leadership adages that I've learned is spend 80% on the 80%. That is, recognize those in your organization who are the grinders, who can make things work. Focus your energies. It's all about efficiency. It's where do you want to put your resources. Another one was a manager I had when I worked for an engineering company. And there were always problems with projects. There's always delays in budgets and things. And one thing I admired about him was, is this a big deal or a little deal? And I think that's a really important trait in leadership. It's to be able to discern between what's a big issue, what do I have to put my energy in, and what's not. So another key one. The third one is, before I took this job here with College Institutes Canada, I worked for a college. I was a vocational trainer. I started my career as an electrician, a fundu MM. I worked on the tools for many years, got into engineering, and anyways, I worked, so before I took this job, I was working at a college. And we got a new president. And when she came into the organization, she came into a college that was very fractured. The previous administration tried to fix things through policy, through a strategic plan. Now, I think we all have bought into the idea of a strategic plan, but unless she actually mobilized and are sincere and authentic about her strategic plan, it won't work. What this president did, and her name was Sherry Bell, God bless her, she came in and she did MBWA, which is an old term, manage by walking around. She got out onto the floor, she got into the classrooms, she talked to staff. To me, that's what clear, true leadership is. So as I leave you today, first of all, a big congratulations and to all of you for being here tonight for the award ceremony. This is pretty cool. So before I leave you tonight, I want you to look a little bit broader. We've heard about your counties and your areas, your wards. Right now, we are in a pretty tough position globally. The war is really heated up in Ukraine. Finland and Sweden have joined NATO now. We could be in for a doozy, and I hate to think what's going to happen. We're just coming out of a COVID pandemic that just rocked our world. We're still battling, of course, with climate crisis, climate change. In addition, poverty just doesn't seem to be able to, we just aren't seem to be able to beat poverty. These are big global issues. And that you as leaders, I want you to think broadly, because we're all in this together. I'm from Canada, but we are so inextricably linked together. What happens in Kenya ripples across 2 oceans to get to me on the west coast in Canada. We're all in this together, and you as leaders, I ask you, I implore you to think broadly and think of what you can do as a leader to make this world a better place, and I know you will. So thank you very much, everyone. I'll turn it over to who's ever next.
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate
Mr.
Ian.
Onyango. Yes. He said it's called Mr. Onyango. He was
Karama na
named-
Jaluo. Kumbe na Wajaluo wamebleach. Ni mtu wa nyumbani kumbe. Onyango, erokamana inyaba. Wamorka neni. Oromo gikanyo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now do the do. Out of all the speakers in the country, county speakers, we only had 3 who made it to the cut. Out of all the 349 MCAs, is it? MCAs, 3,000 out of the entire 3,000 plus, only 12 made it tonight. Let me tell you, people are mean down there. People are mean on the ground. You are here because you've earned it. All of you. You've jipigie makofi. Aki umei earn. You are here because you've earned it. Out of all the 47 senators, plus how many nominated? Plus 12 nominated? They're supposed to make 50? 65. Out of the 65 senators, only 9 made it to this list. Out of 47 elected women rep, plus how many nominated? Plus none. Out of 47 women representatives, only 4 made it here tonight. Out of all the 47 governors, only 9 governors made it to this list. Ladies and gentlemen, you are all winners. You all deserve this. And this is just one step to the next election. Nadhani tayari mguu mmoja uko ndani. Wamejionea wenyewe. Huwezi ukawa umechaguliwa na hao watu wote, kutajwa na hao wote kama hawajawa na manufaa. No one was bribed to put your name because hata wewe haukujua that a research was being carried on you. So congratulations kwa kila mmoja wenu. And with those many remarks, we go straight into the award ceremony. Invite.
Before we get into the award ceremony, it is with great pleasure to invite the CEO of Mizani Africa, Juan Haron Kiriba. This man is not only a boss, not only a CEO, but he is a father and a mentor to all Mizani staff who takes his time to mentor us and mold us to become the best versions of ourselves. Karibu sana, Baba Haron.
My CEO. Ukweli, this is CEO Mizani. Lakini Mr. Haron ni modo wa nyoba, lakini ndani kwa roho kabisa ni wetu. Angalia suti yake. Huyu si Mjaluo huyu. My CEO, kabla tujaanza kuitana.
Thank you very much, MC. Our governance present, senators, women reps, members of parliament, members of county assembly, members of further state, all invited guests. How are you tonight? Great to see you. It's always great to see great leaders coming together because it is not ordinary that we should ask you to come and you come. There are times when readers are not available, especially now when we are looking forward to having nominations soon. I know it is a great sacrifice to be here. So we are very honored to have you on board. And because of the time, and I see we have really talked a lot, I will not use I will not read through my speech. I have decided just to pinpoint on a few issues, then we can get to the word so that we can save a bit of time. Now, I want to say, as researchers, and especially in politics, we are always on the receiving side. Now, if you have 5 contestants, one is one, the rest are your enemies. I met one of the members of parliament from northern Kenya 2 days ago, and he really spoke badly. He abused me literally. And I looked at him, I wondered. I just wanted to ask him a few questions, but I respect him. He is not even older than me, but, it's not good. Because some of us actually trained in this area of statistics. I can ask you a question you cannot answer. I have sat down with a member of parliament who says, I am number 1. If you don't get 6 out of 10 who are voting me, then I call my office, I tell them, create a link, we have a software, and then put those names there, keep calling as we watch live. And out of 10, he gets 1. Are you getting what I'm saying? Until you understand how it works, sometimes you don't get it. And the problem is that when leaders, you are talking to your supporters, most of the time they will not tell you the truth. If they tell you the truth and you are not doing very well, you will not release the money. If you don't release the money, they are not working. So I think for the leaders that have been able to possibly sit down with, I know I've told them this truth. Let us do this for you. We will tell you the truth. We will tell you if you're weak, you're weak. You know what to do. You know where to go. Because research has not been taken seriously. I'm saying this because I'm talking to great leaders. And you are the people who are going to chart the way forward on how things should be done, what should be done first, and then what respect. Now, someone said this. If I'm given a challenge or a certain issue to solve, and I'm given 7 days, I'll spend 6 days asking questions. And then 7th day, I'll provide answers. Another one saying that if you have good questions, then answers will automatically come. Now, how many of you are asking questions? Every time I meet you, you have answers, and they are wrong. But this is not possibly your area, and this is not the problem with you. The problem is the people who are around you. Now, I know when you are rated badly, it is not very good. But we have to do this so that we can be able to help you. You can understand. You consume our data, you don't pay for it, but you still consume it, and it helps you to know that I'm not doing well. So what should I do? I think the next best thing to do is to ask for help. Where should I shape up? Where am I going wrong? What are the reasons that they are giving? And then we do something about that. And that is why research companies are here. So I've had this question of how can 1,068 actually show what or give the opinion of 21 million voters? I mean, for those who understand statistics, you know that works. If you understand the formula of generating those sample sizes and all that, you know that one is a good figure. And to give you what you need. If you know how to do that and do the sampling properly, and you're going to get what you want. Because in every 10, if you're popular, there will be representation of you. Out of 100, you see a representation in single. We have tried 100, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. It's pretty simple. And then we have a margin of error. And possibly we need to move a little bit about how it is done, so that at least even when we comment, we are able to comment from a point of wisdom, from a point of knowledge. So I think for us to possibly be able to chart the way forward, understand what people want, we have to start with the research. For those who are building manifestos, you know you have to start with the questions. And question is only done through research, so that it's finally able to give you something out of that hypothesis you have developed initially. So for those who don't have manifestos, by the way, we can help you draw one. Yeah, we have an expert in that. I also participate in that because I happen to be an economist and I'm very much interested in leadership and development. Voters are asking Have you heard this? Huyu mheshimiwa hajafanya chochote. I mean, is that possible? Is really that possible when you have even managers who are managing your funds and the government is also watching and you have senators who are oversighting whatever you're doing? Is that possible? But then, if you do some simple research and ask those who voted for you, just to cite 3 projects that you have initiated and completed the last 5 years, you'll be amazed at their level of ignorance. They don't know nothing. They can't point at 3 projects. They cannot even remember 2. And you have 15 projects you're talking about. So that's a big problem. In fact, when we are doing analysis, we have to combine our own analysis with what they say. Because sometimes we find we have a lot of things you have done, and they cannot remember 3. If we use their own assessment clearly, you get 0. So sometimes there are people who are very popular because of affiliations, but there are others who are not popular with political affiliations, but they have done a lot of work. When you ask the ground, nothing. But if you look at whatever they have done, because that's what we do every day, asking where were you? Where did you fight this constituency, this county? So where are we now? If you fight 250% progress or growth, I mean, this you cannot ignore. So we try to combine the two. We combine what they see and what we analyze, and we are able to arrive at a certain level of ground. But this is important now, that you must communicate what you have done properly so that they can be able to judge you correctly. I have seen a lot of people saying, Mheshimiwa hajafanya kitu. But when I do my own analysis, this gentleman has really done a lot. And I can tell, because apart from the letter, you can see the spirit. They believe, they have passion, they want it, they are out to do that and to help the wananchi down there. So thank you very much for coming, and I really want to congratulate you for making it here. It's a tight competition. A lot of people who have wanted to be here. I know sometimes we are launched, we are roasted by those who did not make it here. I know there was a time we were really beaten a lot, to a point of being called in parliament. I mean, but I think because of those who did not make it, and I want to believe there is always a winner. But there is always another chance for you that did not make it, or even, so we are trying to build a benchmark. We are not demonizing, and that's why we never produce a list of shame. We only call those we award. We are not in the business of shaming anyone. We are not in that. We know sometimes we fail to pick the very best or even some issues because we are never furnished with all the information. I know it is a serious issue because when we ask for information, most of the time we are not able to get all the information. But we believe in future as we continue to do things and consistently, more and more of you will continue to appreciate and see the sense it is, and you continue to furnish us with more information. Finally, before I finish, I want to possibly touch on an issue that I believe is still an elephant in the room, and maybe it will be decoded in the next 1 or 2 weeks. The issue that I've been trying to address as a researcher, and this is an issue of, this is because I come from a Kenya region, it's an issue of running mate. I must point out here as a researcher that it is important for us to understand and possibly try to dig deeper and understand the importance of this office. We know that we have 2 sections. We have the Azimio la Umoja, we have the Kenya Kwanza. We know a presidential candidate will come from those 2 alliances. One of them will produce a president, and one of them will have a running mate who will become a deputy president. But then, for us, because we are leaders, and I know you are involved in selecting this running mate because we must talk about this. And I am saying this because I have not found it really being discussed properly. We have to ask ourselves who this running mate is going to be and why he must be or she must be. What are we looking for as a country? Because a running mate is going to transmute into a DP, and a DP is going to occupy an office for 5 or 10 years. What is he coming in to do? Who is he benefiting? Is he benefiting or she benefiting a family? Are we rewarding a family, or are we rewarding a community, a region, or a nation, or a generation? These are questions that must be answered so that whoever is presented to us from both sections are people who inspire hope, are people who inspire future, because this is an office of future. It's not an office of eating. You cannot have anything in that office. The president is in control. So it's an office of future. So we must ask ourselves the hard question. I know it is an elephant in the room. It's a hard question because there is a lot of stakes that are involved. But I feel that we need to ask, who is this person that we should give an opportunity to grow? Because the office of the DP is an office of mentorship. It's an office of grooming. It's an office of exposure. You give an opportunity to interact with the people locally and internationally, to build networks, to be able to build muscles, both financially and any other way, so that in the future you can produce something. Now, if that be the case then, are we going to ignore the issue of the age of the person who is going to get there? We must appreciate the fact that that person must be able to wait, because the future may not be 10 years, maybe 20 years, maybe 30 years. This is an issue that must be tackled with sober mind. I know a lot of people have interest in it because it comes with a lot of goodies. But that must not be the only reason that you decide this is the person. There must be other reasons that pertains to the community, to the region, to the nation, to generations. There must be other better reasons. And these are reasons that I believe, and I'm saying this because I know you will converse about this, you discuss about these issues, you'll be able to speak about them in a sober mind, believing and knowing that whoever gets into that office is going to inspire hope, especially for the youth, who a lot of them are employed, and you know what is happening today. So, I want to say this. Let us discuss this issue seriously. Let us take this issue. And I'm saying this, Mount Kenya region, Honorable Sabina Shege, you come from Muranga. Muranga deserves this seat. You know that. You have produced the greatest veterans. And you must receive this if you are in Asimio. You can do this. You are young, you are able, you are charismatic, you are powerful. Go out there and fight for it. You will not be given this seat. This seat will be fought for, and you will have to take it because you deserve it. And we are behind you. Dedenyo on the other side, you can do this. You are powerful, you are able, so you can do that. So come out and strongly fight for it. Show who you are, and people are waiting for you to speak. I've seen other people coming up with ability with their document, and you sign. And when you do that, you are able to show that this is what we want. It may be accepted, it may not be accepted, but yeah. Yes. I just concluding, Governor, that this is an issue that possibly we need to discuss it. I'm saying this because I think in leadership we have to show the way, and when we show the way, let's do it. I'm not just mentioning that person. I'm just saying all of us need to come together and possibly produce something that is going to help us. So thank you very much for attending, and we now get to our next level, MC. Thank you very much, and congratulations for all those who are going to receive awards and certificates.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harun. Asante. Thank you so much. All right. Asanteni sana, and we are good to go. We'll start from down there as promised. Zipporah Umile, kindly join me now. Oh, sawa. Kindly hold on. Zipporah. Kindly hold on, Zipporah. Finally, last one. Itakuwa fupi zaidi ya fupi. The chief guest, allow him to make a few remarks, and then we call out the names. Our chief guest for the day is the proprietor Ruiru Rainbow Hotel, and an international investor, Mr. Julius Kamau. Mr. Julius. Asante.
Mr. Chairman of Mizani Africa, the Secretary, Governors, Senators, Women Rep, MPs, MCA, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. First of all, my name is Julius Kamau from Rainbow Royal Resort in Roiro. Mr. Kangara is my MP, and I've got my perhaps future governor, Mr. Django. And I'd really appreciate to be in the same forum with them. If I mention Mr. Harun there, the CEO of Mizani Africa, in 2019, I came from UK, and I met one of my businesses was not doing very well. So I decided to consult one of the best researchers in Kenya. And I commissioned Harun and his team to investigate what makes the business fail. And Harun and his team, they went all over the country asking people, why do you go to the result? Or why don't you go? And Mr. Harun came up with a very comprehensive report that showed me why the business was not doing very well, why the people are running away. And that report to date is a guide to all our policies that we operate at Rainbow Royal Resort, because he gave me the insight of what Kenyans want. After living in UK for 30 years, I was completely confused what Kenyans wanted. I was wondering, there's a good hotel here. Why are they not coming to drink? Why are they not eating? Why are they not coming to sleep here? But Harun told me, the reason is you are focusing at the wrong group. I was focusing at our age group. You are not interested in going to hotels. But the report showed me that if you can capture 30 to 40 years, then you have got it. Sure enough, I did that. Even throughout the COVID, some of the hotels that never completely closed, we kept our workers on board. We kept our customers at least entertained, although not in large scale. So in that regard, I appreciate the work that Harun does. And I know he will continue doing that for the rest of the community and the rest of the politicians who need him today than before. My special thanks also go to all the governors and MCA who have been invited here for a special, very special reason. Integrity in our politics is very difficult, because we find that all our politicians, if you hear what people talk about politicians, sometimes you feel politics is not my portion. However, today we are privileged to have a group of men and women who have shown integrity, who have shown prudency in the use of public funds. I've heard someone says that he has been able to establish ICUs in his area. An ICU is not just a hospital. An ICU is a specialized hospital to do a special job. If you remember when we had COVID in this country, a lot of counties were fighting to have extra ICUs, because that is the epitome of treatment. When I was in England, I realized not that the English are better than us, but they got one thing in common: integrity. And that makes their development easy and faster. Where I used to live in a place called Stratford. That's one of the most developed towns in UK at the moment. I happen to know most of their MPs, most of their leaders, and If you go to their meeting, you realize what it means to lead people. It means to think what you can do for others to benefit them health-wise, economic-wise. You help them get the right sanitation, get the funding necessary, because funding you have to fight for it. Even in UK, it's not like in UK you just collect the funding. No, you have to fight for it. Because as the economist said, the demands are always greater than the supply. So when something is given, you have to fight for it to get the biggest portion for your people. And I'm proud to be among you people because it means you have fought for your people and you have been able to get the right funding for all the projects that are all the projects that have been allocated to you. I'm also proud to be among all you leaders. Leaders who have shown resilient in the midst of adversity, in the midst of chaos, because some of you do not come from the ruling party, but yet you are able to deliver. I'm proud of the young man, Didi. He's a friend of mine. And when he took over the seat of the famous Matiba, everybody doubted whether he's going to make it. Today is a different story. I won't mention much about it, but I know because I talk with a lot of people from that area, the way they talk about him. And that is what we are thinking about. When we call you people and we pick you and we say, these are the people who have shown exemplary reason to stand out. We are proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, a good leader teaches, and a good leader also learns. One person said he listens to what the people are saying. If you want to be a good leader, your ear has to be on the ground. Listen to what people want. So that when we ask them, what has your leader done? They will say, he did this for us, he did that for us. Because you did what they asked you to do. That is what all leadership is all about. It's not about you. It's about what they want. If they say they want a road, don't bring water. They want a road. Because that is what is in their mind. That's what makes the area develop. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you have got areas we are prone to crime, especially areas of Central Province. There's a lot of areas which have got a lot of crimes. And I heard someone speak about how he has been able to combat crime in his area. Introduced chief camp, police stations, and things like that. That is something to be proud of. Because to empower people economically, you have to first of all secure what they have. You have to provide security. If there is no security, development does not take place. Because me as an investor, the first thing I check is, will my money be safe? Will my hotel be safe? And until I know that, I won't come and put my money in your area. But if I know your place is secure, your place has got the right structure, chances are I'll think about that place. Ladies and gentlemen, today is not about real investment. It's about you people. What you have done to your people. That's why we have gathered together here and say, these are the people who are exceptional. And we are going to recognize them because there is a saying that says, a person who feels appreciated will always do more than expected. ladies and gentlemen, continue in that path. Because if you continue, some of you are going to get the next chance, because there are so many posts, political posts. There are governorship, there is ministers, and the people are wondering, what can we give to these people? What can we give to this person who has done so well for us? You have been an MCA, you have shown the right direction. You have been an MP, you have shown the right direction. Now you're asking the people, can I be your governor? Or you're asking your people, I was an MCA, can I be your minister now? Can I be your MP? Ladies and gentlemen, it all began with that little that you do that changes the life of your people. That makes a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, I think I have to call the MCA so that we go to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our chief guest. Asante sana, Mr. Julius Kamau. Thank you so much. And now, Zippy, if you can join me. The beautiful ladies, kindly take your position hapa mbele ya awards. Tufanye vile tulifanya China. Will receive shields or certificates. Anyone below number 3 does not mean Ole Sereni, tutolee hii, tuweke hii bana hapa nyuma. Gazeti, naweza mkapiga hii picha, mseme hata mzungu ndio alimforce nini alikuwa hataki. Asante. Kiona lengo pia, unaniweka kwa picha. Gazeti ya kesho hapa juu. Mimi mapicha zinaning'ang'ania wananipa jamani tutoi we kill this we kill plus the microphones, right? Okay, tuisongeze kando kabisa. So bana kama sabiti mbele hiyo bana ije mbele kidogo iko sawa. So sisi tunawapigwa picha hapa, please tupange. This is correct. Watu wa media, mtuko sawa. Unaona nimeweka sawa. Asante. Ukikuja jamani, weka smile. Ni gazeti. Ni TV. Alafu wanaopokea zawadi kwa niaba ya mheshimiwa ambaye hayuko. kindly make sure you're from that office. Usipange kwenda kuuza wapi. Usipange kwenda kuuza wapi ya mtu. Alright? Please receive it on behalf of your boss. Come on, sawa. We're good? Alright, let's start this. Mr. Ian, you're in the right place. Uko sawa kabisa hapo. In Karaganya, Ero Kamano. Okay.
I would also like to add that there are candidates who tied the same number. So when you hear us repeat number one or call three number ones or three number twos, just know that is the case. So from number 7, I'd like to, the candidate who was at number 7, MCA, is Honorable Eric Ndumo of Odiru Ward.
Honorable Eric Ndumo of Odiru Ward.
If you're not here, your representative could come.
Asante, tuifanye mbio kidogo. Na? Twende tukisonga. Okay.
All right. Honorable Francis Moya Mwangi of Langas Ward. Honorable Caleb
unasema hawaja balance.
At number 1 position, 4 candidates tied. We have Honorable John Njuguna Kawajiku, of Member of County Assembly, Kino Ward. Honorable Peter Mbaye of Kabazi Ward.
Daktari. Hongera sana. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hongera sana. Congratulations.
And lastly, we have Honorable Abdi Buyo Kayole, who is in position 1 of Matopeni Ward.
Honorable Buyo. Honorable Buyo ni yule ameamua kuweka hapa na kule pale. Sijui ni yule. All right. Asante. We're done with the MCS. Here we will stand in for this last category and then you can take a break. Asante. Only 3 speakers of the county assemblies made it, and that means all of them get to receive a certificate plus a trophy. Kwa ujumla ni moja nzito kwa pamoja. And to issue this award, we still have Ian on the podium. At number 3.
Honorable Joel Kairu.
Let's appreciate him. Hongera, Honorable Speaker. Asante. All right. Ian. Umesema anapiga picha sana. Hongera Speaker. Hongera sana. Number 2.
Honorable Douglas Milu David.
Position 2 from Makweni now.
Tupa hii hapo mbele. Tupa tu hapo mbele. Tu hapo. Tupa tu hapo mbele. Tupa tu chukua sauti. Tupa sana. Tupa chukua sauti. Tupa tu mbele.
Unatesa huyo mzungu wewe. Asante. Hongera sana. Speaker, hongera sana. Wewe ni useless.
Wewe ni useless. Wewe ni useless. Kaishi mwanangu mzito.
Number 1. Honorable Josiah Kiriku, Speaker, Embu County.
Josiah Kiriku, Embu County. All right. Will you be Speaker? Order, members, order. All right. Asante sana, hongera. Na ni ukweli unachukulia mtu. Hongera sana. Congratulations. Congratulations. Allow me to say thank you to Ian. Asante sana. And now allow me to invite on stage the CEO German Institute, Madam Ekra Ndugu. Madam Ekra, kindly join us. Asante. Kindly hapa katikati. And now we are The recipients now are the women representatives. The women representatives, and we only had 4. At number 4.
At number 4, Honorable Rahab Mukambi Washira from Nyeri County.
Mheshimiwa, hongera sana. Congratulations. Congratulations. Hongera sana. Picha nzuri pale. Angalieni kamera jamani. Angalieni kamera. Congratulations, Mheshimiwa. At number 3.
Honorable Koskei Florence Bore.
Honorable Koskei Florence Bore.
Women Rep Kericho.
Mama wa Kericho.
Alright, let me move on to the next one. Honorable Faith Itau Wairimu, Women Rep Nyandarua.
Mama County. Umesema msemo wa kinyumbani unasema haubadilishi mama. Asante sana. Congratulations. Hongera mama. Hongera sana mama. Hongera sana mama. Thank you so much. Hongera sana mama. Congratulations. Keep that fire burning. Keep the fire burning. Hongera sana mama. All right. And at number 1.
Honorable Sabina Wanjiru Shege of Mizani.
the backdrop with the white one? Anyone? Atusaidie kusukuma? Ole Sereni? Anyone? Martin, we can do this together if Ole Sereni wako mbali. Ikae. Tubaki. Umesema ni mtu adjust kamera yake. Odero. Tuko kanya tunarudia hapo. So ibaki hapo hapo. Haya sawa basi. All right, Ian, one more time kindly. Do you know any Kenyan song?
Any Kenyan song? No, I don't think so. I like that Tanzanian song, the chini.
Oh, chini paka chini. How you don't even know this gospel one of Raila TB? Can we name?
At number 27, we had a tie, so there is Honorable Mohammed
Hire. It was a tie.
Of Lagdera constituency.
All right. Someone representing Lagdera. All right. That was number 27, there was a tie. Now we're doing number 25, 24, and 23. At number 25.
Honorable Francis Kuria Kimani of Molo constituency.
Hongera.
Honorable Anthony Tom Oluoch of Madare constituency.
Hongera. When you clap for your friend, ukifika msimu wako pia utakula pia. Hongera, congratulations. We move. Asante. We will jump number 19. We will ruka number 19, so we start from 18. At 18.
Honorable Paul Katana Kahindi of Kaloleni constituency.
At 17.
Honorable Nelson Koech of Kericho Belgat constituency.
At 16.
Honorable Yusuf Adan Haji of Mandera West constituency.
Congratulations, wapatie kitu DJ. Hongera. Hongera. Congratulations. Congratulations, Makweo. Hongera. Hongera. Alright, wamepokea wote? Wamepokea wote? Alright, so we go to number 15. Alright, at number 15.
Honorable Martha Wangare of Nakuru Gilgil constituency.
At number 14.
Honorable Moses Cheboy Kipkombei at Nakuru Kuresoi North constituency. Kuresoi North constituency.
At number 13.
Honorable Geoffrey Omuse of Busia Teso South constituency.
All right, the three are here. Mheshimiwa is here from Busia. Hongera sana Mheshimiwa. Hongera sana Mheshimiwa. Hongera sana Mheshimiwa. Congratulations. Haya eho ya. Asante. Hongera sana. Hongera sana. All right. Okay. The next three at number 12.
Honorable Samuel Atandi Onunga of Alego Usonga constituency in Kenya.
Number 12 is a tie.
Honorable David Kiaraho Njuguna of Nyandarua Olkalou constituency.
At number 11.
Honorable Stanley Muiruri Mudhama of Lamu West constituency.
Asante. Wapi makofi yao tafadhali. Njooni mpokee. Waheshimiwa, remember all the photos are available for you. Kwa hivyo kama haujapiga na iPhone 13 Pro Max yako, kama haujapiga na iMac 13 Pro Max yako, ama Tecno 2 yako, utazipokea kutoka kwetu ikiwa tayari. At number 10.
Honorable John Karie Waweru of Dagoretti South constituency.
KJ. At number 9.
Honorable Kabeabea Josephat Gichunge of Meru Tigania East constituency.
At number 8. No, number 9 is a tie. That's number 9.
Honorable Anthony Githiaka Kiai of Odhaya constituency.
All right.
Just a point of correction. Honorable Anthony Gidiaka is of Mukurweni constituency and not Othaya.
Sorry about that. We're going to nairekebisha mara moja. Sorry about that. Asante. Allow us to rekebisha it for you. Asante. All right. Wrapping up.
Honorable Ibrahim Ahmed Abdisalam of Wajir North constituency.
At number 8. Number 8 is a tie.
Honorable Rigathi Gachagua of Madeira constituency.
Honorable Rigathi Gachagua of Madeira constituency. And at number 7.
Honorable Muhammad Ali of Mombasa Nyali constituency.
Mheshimiwa Jitopefu wa Nyali. Hongera sana Mheshimiwa. Hongera sana. Hongera. All right, we're almost wrapping up the MPs. We're almost wrapping up with the MPs. At number 6.
Honorable Jude Kangeve.
Right, another 6. It's only 1 6. All right, another 6.
Honorable Mutua Didmas Wekesa Barasa.
Honorable Wekesa Didmas Barasa. One was left behind. One was left behind. We are sincerely sorry for the mix-up. Honorable Stephen Mutinda Mule of Matungulu constituency. Pole jamani. Hongera sana Mheshimiwa Mule.
Niulize swali.
Aulize swali. Aulize swali. Mheshimiwa Matungulu. Mheshimiwa Mule. Hongera. Congratulations. Hongera. Asante. Hongera sana. Congratulations Mheshimiwa. Pole jamani. Imebaki nyuma kidogo. Samehe. Asante. All right. At number 5.
At number 5 we have Honorable Kaduri Murungi.
Honorable Katuri Murungi. At number 4.
Honorable Richard Momoima Onyonka.
Momoima Onyonka. And at number 4 again.
Honorable Babu Owino Paul Ondini.
Honorable Babu Owino. All right. Mheshimiwa, hongera sana. Hongera sana Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa, hakikisha umepiga picha nzuri. Usiogope kabisa picha. All right, and now the trophies come in. These ones come with trophies from number 3. At number 3, they're tied. At number 3, we have
Honorable James Madenge Kanini Kega.
Kume Kanini anatoka Madenge. Honorable Dano. Kanini Kega. Hongera nyatiwa, hongera sana. At number 3 again.
Honorable Lilian Gogo Acheng.
Napiwa Mabe Ongera. Mabe, hongera sana. Hongera sana menwa. Inuke mabe. Inuke mana mabe. Haya. Assalamu alaikum. We are supposed to go to number 2 and number 1, but allow me to spoil the party a bit. Allow me to spoil the party a bit. We forgot one behind, just like we did to Honorable Muli, to Sabehe. From Taraka, Honorable Gitonga Murugara. Thank you. Pole sana. Pole sana. Pole sana. Number 5. At number 5. At number 5. Tusamehe mzee. Tusamehe sana mshikiamo. Hongera. Tusamehe jamani. Ninaenda mbio nikaruka mzee wetu. Forgive me. All right. Back on track. At number 2.
Honorable Simola Patrick.
MCS, please kindly chini. MCS, kindly chini. MCS, please take a seat. MCS, please take a seat. MCS, please take a seat. Wachana na gavana siongee. Mahali umeona jamani hiyo mziki. Mheshimiwa Lengo, kama utakuja na squad yako. Mheshimiwa Lengo, tunataka tuone squad. Asante. Haya basi. All right. And at number 1. Oh, number 2 we had a tie. At number 2 again.
Honorable James Gidua Kamau wa Masuguri.
Honorable James Gidua Kamau. Hongera, haukuja tena kwa. Umesahau kwa yako. Thank you so much. Asante. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1 position has a whooping 5 people, all tied at the same points, same credentials. So we'll call them at no particular order, but these 5 took slot 1.
Honorable Dr. Welie Adam Kainan.
Honorable Kainan. He's here. Honorable Kainan. Congratulations. Hongera. Asante. Hongera. Congratulations, Number 1 again, we have
Honorable Simon Kinara.
Honorable Simon Kinara. Jamani, unaruhusiwa kuja na mheshimiwa. Alright, congratulations mheshimiwa. Hongera, Honorable Kinara. Congratulations. Hongera sana. Asante. Hongera, Honorable Nana. Asante. Hongera sana mheshimiwa. All right, at number 1 again.
Honorable Wetangula Team Wanyoni.
Wetangula Team Wanyoni at number 1. Asante, and is here to be represented.